Hi, welcome to Two Guys with Nothing to Do. I'm Carl Jameson,
And I'm Matt Peterson.
and today we're going to talk about this great movie called Star Wars Rogue One. Wow. Okay, you want to start off?
I'll let you.
Okay, so there's this movie. I mean, this is just a great movie. This is the 8th installment from this Star Wars saga. It's kind of like in between 3 and 4. 3 is episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and 4 would be A New Hope. So it's kind of like the in-between movie, which is also kind of like its own movie within itself. It's just kind of helping to get to that other movie 4. Anything to add on that? I liked it.
I like the new droid in it, the Empire reprogrammed droid. It reminded me of Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
You know, it may be him. I had to look that up, and maybe you guys can comment on who it really was. I loved it. I loved every part of it. I loved the storyline. I loved the plot. I loved the ending. The ending was just great. I mean, spoiler alert. Darth Vader comes back.
Oh yeah.
And he comes back, and he's
Favorite movie
awesome.
villain of all time.
Of all time. Another spoiler alert is, well, there was this thing that was going on in the movie with CGI. There was a lot of CGI, especially with the actors, especially towards this actor called Peter Cushing, and another spoiler alert, Carrie Fisher. She's actually kind of reprised her role in here as Princess Leia. Of course, she's CGI. Obviously, this movie was made before her unfortunate death, but definitely now it happened, so they definitely CGI. Of course, they needed to have a younger version looking Princess Leia because of the timeline in the movie. How do you feel about the CGI?
Truth of the matter is, until you told me earlier, I had no clue.
So it was that good.
It was that good.
Top notch. Peter Cushing, he was pretty good until he started moving. I felt like his mouth movement just was not that great. I mean, it was good. I just felt like it was maybe kind of like the scene where you're watching Final Fantasy, the realistic looking faces, but they're animated, and I feel like they're animated in this movie. So I mean, it's good for what it was. I mean, there's worse. I mean, those Marilyn Monroe commercials where she's supposedly in our timeline, receiving Dior from what's Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. So there's worse, but this is really good. Princess Leia, she just kind of had this. She was good to a point. I just felt like once they start moving, once they start acting, if you will, that's when you start noticing the flaws, if you will.
I just thought it was a whole other person who looked like the younger original.
Oh, like
Princess
maybe
Leia.
they just found like a lookalike.
Yeah, I thought it was a lookalike.
A lookalike, or maybe like a younger daughter playing her, or something weird like that. So yeah, I really liked it. I mean, even with the CGI actors and actresses, I didn't feel like that was really like a bummer. I just felt like it's a really nice homage, Darth Vader, he just blew this movie out of the water.
There wasn't enough Darth Vader.
Not enough Darth Vader. I
Never
enjoyed
enough Darth Vader.
every minute of that. I mean, that was amazing. I did think that the two main characters, I think her name was like Jen or something, and then the main guy, he was, I don't know, I felt like they was okay. I didn't feel like I felt like connected, with Luke and Princess Leia and Han Solo.
The ending felt a little off because of that. I mean, they just kind of get blown up and die in each other's arms when
Right.
the whole time they're kind of at each other's throats.
Right. I went and saw it with a former coworker, and I kept telling her they're gonna die, and she's like, "How you know?" I was like, "Well, because I mean, this has to lead up to the point where Princess Leia receives the transmission, which is what they kind of say in the meeting towards the end of New Hope. A lot of people died to bring us this information, and so by watching that, you obviously know that these people are the people they're talking about that died. So I felt like I knew they was gonna die. Unfortunately, they did die. Fortunately, they did die, but I just didn't have that big a connection to like really like feel sorry for them or be upset that they really died. I mean, when they died, it was like, oh, they died, but it was like, you know, the agony. Like if I saw Han Solo dying from Kylo Ren, you know, that was really upsetting. But you know, I guess.
But if you remember the previous ones, you can just look at the whole layout of the thing. It's like, oh, this is the part when he gets killed.
Right. Right. There was a lot going on in this movie. They kept going to all these different places at the beginning, and it was kind of like it was just kind of like all these different new places, which I don't know. I mean, I remember reading one of the Star Wars books growing up for some reading program. Don't remember much, but I guess some of these places they're going to were in a book. I don't really remember. No. What about you? Did you ever read any of the Star Wars books growing up? Okay. So, yeah, it was a lot of places, and I don't even remember. I remember one called Jeddah because they kept mentioning Jeddah. Go to Jeddah. I think they even went there twice, maybe. I don't know. The Death Star is amazing, and I do like the whole story about the main character Jen, like her father, he created the Death Star, and why there's a hole, why is there this obvious defect of the movie? I mean, in this Death Star, and so they kind of bring story or shine some light into why he did it to kind of made a way to destruct it, even though you know he's going to have to make it in order to survive or whatever. So he just made this little defect or this little secret weapon, and so that's what he's in that transmission.
That vent that's mysteriously there while everything else is sealed.
Correct. Right. Oh, and what did you think about, not Jar Jar, but CP3O and R2-D2 just randomly showing up? What do you think about that?
I think that's just something you would expect because they're pretty much in every film, and they're just such popular culture icons that they're just gonna pop up somewhere in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, like C-3PO is the one who originally relayed the message to Obi-Wan Kenobi, so you'd think Princess Leia is going to be in it at some point.
Right.
R2-D2 is the one I'm thinking. R2-D2 would be in
right. They did it. There was a lot of throwback characters. Like there was this one character, I can't remember the name, but it's two of them. There's one with a pig nose and the other one kind of like big old ball sacks under his chin. But they're in there because he kind of bumped into Luke Skywalker like, I don't like you or whatever. So they make a return, or I guess pre-return, I guess, depending on how you look at it, with the timeline. But they make a return, or they show up in the movie. Who else? Jimmy Smith from NYPD Blue, he's in there. He plays Princess Leia's stepfather, not real father, but fake father. He's in there because he was in episode 3. He said, I'll take the female twin, and then Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen would take Luke, you know, the male twin, because you knew they were twin, right? Luke and Leia. So he makes a reprise role.
One has like brown hair and the other guy has blonde hair.
Correct.
I guess what are those?
Fraternal twins. Yeah. So yeah, they did a pretty good job with bringing people back, and I felt like it had meaning. It wasn't just, hey, you know, like Ghostbusters, you know, Dan Aykroyd and all these other people just showing them just to, you know, say they was have them in there. I feel like every single person that was in this movie had a reason and a meaning and a purpose of being in the movie. It just wasn't there just to be like fan service, as they call it. Just kind of like, oh my God, they're in there. No, it felt like a reason because it is kind of leading up to the point of episode 4, and it's straight from episode 3. So I felt like it had a good meaning and purpose of them being there. What else? Yeah, I think that kind of covers it. I mean, Darth Vader, I mean, of course. I did not see the Emperor, which was kind of weird. They mentioned like they was talking to him, they receiving word from him, but they did not show the Emperor, which is kind of weird because this is all because of him. You know, he wanted everything to go as according as planned. Excellent. So, you know, I thought it was kind of weird they didn't show him. Of all people, he should have definitely had a role because if I'm not mistaken, that guy's still alive. I don't know. Peter Cushing, Princess Leia, you know, both of them are, you know, passed away and aren't with us. Even they was in it. There was no Han Solo. There was no Chewbacca. That's really it. The music was great. The special effects was great. You really felt like you was in a different whole entire world. It was bigger. I mean, it felt like everything that seemed like a lot of people complained about in the prequels they kind of fixed it. You know, it's like they fixed it and they used it to their best ability. And I mean, I don't even know J.J. Abrams had a hand in this, but it was really, really, really good. Anything to add before we close?
I always just get a kick out of the Death Star helmets. The guys operating the Death Star, how they have those big, those big helmets and just the visor.
Yeah.
And it just looks ridiculous.
It does. I mean, and when you saw that, it's like they led right up to the point where it was on that other ship where Princess Leia was, like the white walls, the really slick floor. Like there's even point when they showed that little kind of rectangle, octagon looking droid kind of driving around like a little Roomba or whatever.
Yeah.
So they even showed that. So they definitely threw it back, and I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, the outfits, they still look like the original ones.
They were great.
The only thing is, I thought Darth Vader's mask looked a little...
Darth Vader mask. So the first time I saw it, I think I could see his eyes. And then when you went up close, you just saw the red tint of him. But I just felt like his helmet was a little off-center. Like it wasn't flush. Like it should have been. Like it used to be.
I liked the outfit a whole lot better than the other one. Because if you look at the two, one of them is like... This one looks like everything is almost one piece.
Right.
But the other one, it's clear that
there's a 2-piece, 3-piece.
3 pieces, everything's put together.
Right.
I just didn't like not having the classic black for the eyes.
Yeah, I was happy to hear the not Hayden Christensen no in this movie. And I thought it was kind of overblown. I like the scenes where there was a point where they say it's a trap. Everybody, when I saw it, everyone was like laughing because there's a running joke or a meme, you know, it's a trap, you know, and they use that, it's a trap. So everyone's like, wah, you know. And that's like 2 weeks after it came out. So people, and that's another thing. A lot of people say they saw this 4 or 5 times. A lot of people say that with Force Awakens. Well, that's another day when I'm talking about that. I don't have good things to say about that. I don't know. So yeah, I really like that. And every scene, you know, with the scenes where Darth Vader's using the Force, he's strangling people, he's making people move and stuff. For me, in the theater, you can hear like your chair kind of rattling, or you feel like the speaker's like really rumbling. You're like, or whatever. I was like, yes, that's the Darth Vader I know. So yeah, very good. Anything to add?
I thought, I think they should do like a multi-force choke in the next video. Just have Darth Vader choke multiple people.
Definitely use the Force more than he should. And there's no Yoda.
There's no Yoda.
No Obi-Wan either.
Yeah, I think if it's the Force, it would be possible to just like...
Maybe he doesn't know how to do that yet. Maybe he's still learning. Maybe he's still training.
Maybe I can learn how to do it.
Maybe we all can learn it. Maybe we can upload this video better. So, yeah, that's our take on it. We liked it. Probably one of the best of the prequels that we've seen. I enjoyed every minute of it. A lot of people said it had a slow burn to it. I agree, it had a slow burn, but once it got ready to bring it, I can't remember his name, but he's the blind guy and his little companion.
He was my favorite character.
He was awesome. He was amazing. He was awesome. I enjoyed him. The Force is with me. I am the Force. The Force is with me. Something he said. The Force is with me. Yes.
I'm one with the Force. The Force is
yes.
with me.
And then he died. Spoiler, he dies. And then his little friend, he gets it. He understands it. And he starts doing it. And unfortunately, he does. So I don't know how good the Force is.
Like grenade, and he just stands there.
Right.
If I saw a grenade, I would run the opposite direction.
I don't know. It's a different world then in 20, maybe even 3000. I don't know. So, yeah. So that's our little spiel on it. I enjoyed it. Again, 2 guys with nothing to do, so we talk about nerdy stuff. I'm Carl Jameson. You are?
Matt Peterson.
Matt Peterson. All right. Well, if you like this, please like, subscribe, and chat to you with you later.